I've never done it before.
How long have you been in the club?
Well, I'm a red badge still, so I think April is when I started coming around.
All right.
So a little over 6 months.
Awesome.
Yeah. No, I love it.
What attracts you to Rotary?
You know, the service part of it. Yeah, no, I've always volunteered, you know, and my buddy Gary Franks, I don't know if you know Gary, he's a member here. He's the one that invited me. I've been getting involved, you know, with the community food bank stuff that we do. I'm going to do the road cleanup part that we're doing. It's just, hey, the service aspect of it.
The road cleanup is a good practice. When they're going to get a sign,
I did not know that, but I did know other nonprofits had license plates, so that makes sense. Okay. You know, interesting enough, a buddy of mine, he has one for his nonprofit. They raise money for wounded veterans, basically. And he says they make thousands of dollars a year off of his license plates. They make a lot of money for the organization for people getting the license plate.
I did not realize that.
Yeah, you get part of the money for it.
And it's also that it's an upfront cost, so maybe we'll get that too. I had not known that. I just wish that more people knew about it.
Kirk, how are you?
How are you?
Good. You're ready for your 60 seconds or less?
Yes, it'll be less.
If you could make it 45 seconds, because he needs at least 15 more seconds.
We're good. So you were helpful in putting that together as far as the license plate? Okay. Yeah, she probably should. I mean, everybody here.
We need to stay to get people to buy it. I bought mine as soon as I could. And, you know, we stay on the same site yet. I often don't look at the beginning of the year. They just give you the plate. You pay the $25.
They do a pretty good job.
I like the plate. I don't have a picture of it.
Okay. You've already got it on your card?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, very cool. How long have you been a member? That's a good long time. And what do you like about it?
I believe Rotary is with each of us. I'm going to talk about my operation. That's why I told the president that I was going to need more than a minute. It's going to take me 45 seconds.
Okay. You can have some of my time. I'll be short.
Yeah, and so you told me who the sponsor was?
Gary Franks got me in, but Gary Hirsch is my sponsor. Yeah.
Were you one of his proteges or something?
He just gave him as my person here. So Gary Franks is the one that got me into Rotary, so Gary Hirsch is my mentor, I guess.
Okay.
So yeah. Gary Franks and I have known each other for 28 years. I used to work for his dad, Nick Franks. I don't know if you know Nick. So, anyways,
You're a native Tucson?
I'm not. I'm from Southern California originally, but I came out here to go to college. Met my wife, who was born and raised in Tucson. We left for a while, and we came back here in '96, and I've been here ever since. So, I do. I have a son who's 20, just turned 20 this past month. He's at Pima Community College, so he's working on his general stuff. He says he wants to be a dentist, so he's going to get an undergrad in biology, I believe he said, or biochemistry, one of the two. And then I have a 17-year-old daughter who is at Catalina Foothills High School. She's a senior, and she just took this past weekend. She did her first solo flight private class license. So yeah, she might now. She was just like, it was something to do. Dad, I'm interested in going to do this. I took her out there. She got a ride. She's like, yeah, I'm definitely interested in it. She's been completely doing it all on her own. We don't have to tell her to do anything. She does all the book work, does all the, there's a lot of stuff you gotta learn. Yeah. So my wife and myself and my son got to go out onto the tarmac near the runway and watch her do her first solo. You got to do 3 takeoffs and 3 landings, and she did it perfectly. So, yeah.
Does she have a license?
No, she's got she's hoping she's got a book test she has to take, and then she has a cross country flight she has to do, which just means like she has to go from here to Wilcox and back by herself, and then she has to do night flying. And then they have what's called a check ride, where an instructor goes with you and they ask you questions the whole time while you're flying. Like, if this happens, what do you do? If this happens, what do you do? So, but she's expecting by the end of January she'll have her private pilot's license. She's 17, yeah. Yeah.
You have to be proud of
Oh, totally. But that's just who she is. So, and I'm like, hey, whatever I can do to support you, I'm here for you. So she's making it happen, and she gets straight A's. So she's definitely yeah. That's okay.
Red lights and green lights.
You would be able to put those two together? Gotcha. Yeah, that's great.
Otherwise,
Gotcha. So where are you from originally? I have been to Galveston, actually. Driven through it. I actually like Galveston quite a bit. It's interesting, the history of Galveston, when it got wiped out by the hurricane, and it just never came back. It was a big city.
not as much, but it's recovering. You're right.
We've got a packed meeting for this December 4th meeting of the Rotary Club of Tucson. If you have to leave early, I understand. Just don't let me see you leaving early because it might cost you. No, it won't cost you. Just kidding. And let's get this out of the way. Jim Ward, congratulations. Okay, we're done. No more football talk. I'd like to invite up Carol Saylor for the Pledge and Song. Carol joined our club August 1st, 2024. She's in Community and Social Services, Tucson Children's Museum, and she went to, not that place up to the north, but University of Arizona. Carol.
Hello, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with justice for all. And now our song is God Bless America.
Thank you, Carol. You may be seated. There's some cards going around. It was announced last week that Frank Dahl suffered a heart attack. He is doing okay, and please take time to sign the card that's going to be going around for a speedy recovery. And you guys are feisty today, or a couple of you are. There's another card going around. I have some very heartbreaking, some very sad news. Doc Kretz's youngest son and David Lex's brother passed away suddenly this week. Yeah, it's just a very tough week for the Rotary family, so I'd like to have a moment of silence for Nathan. Thank you all very much. If you please keep your thoughts and prayers for Dot and David and the family. Yeah, it's been a tough week for them. Next, I'd like to invite up Mitch Pizik. Joined our club March 25th, 2021. Business Services, Business Consulting, Pizik Consulting Group. And he went to the University of Illinois.
I'm not sure that I believe in miracles. I don't not believe, but to be fair, I'm not totally in the I unequivocally believe in the miracles camp. All that said, I do believe in the miraculous. We in this room live a miraculous life. We have options, we have freedoms, we have choices, and we have chosen to be here together, to bask in the warmth of friendships, to make the world a better place. It's miraculous what our club has accomplished in the past 103 years. It's miraculous what so many people in this room have accomplished in the past 1, 10, 30 plus years. It's miraculous what we will accomplish in the next 100 years and certainly in the next year. Thanks to all of your efforts, we are becoming the fastest growing and most impactful Rotary Club of our imaginations, fascinations, and aspirations. Each of you is marvelous. Together, we're miraculous. Is our club a miracle? I don't know. Maybe we are. Just maybe we are.
Thank you, Mitch. Next, the infamous, which means more than famous, Chris Dodge. To welcome our guests and visiting Rotarians. He joined our club February 13th, 2020. It's in entertainment music. Chris Dodge, Tucson Jazz Festival. And he went to the University of Arizona. Chris.
Why, thank you. We have several guests with us here today, and it is wonderful for you to be here with the Tucson Rotary Club. And so when I announce your name, please stand up so we can say hello to you. So from the city of Tubac and the Tubac Rotary Club and our district governor-elect, say hello to Bruce Monroe. Hi, Bruce. Guess. Bear Down, Arizona. All right. I had 49 points, by the way, Jim, on my bet, so I'm good. Guest of Mitch Pizik. Say hello to Clark Goding. Hey, Clark. Guest of Luda Eisenman, our scholar student, Alexia Patino. Hi, Alexia. And you win the award for being the youngest person in this room right now, Alexia, by 35 years. A guest of Ann Lucero and a prospective member. Say hello to Randy Schultz. Hi, Randy. And guest of Dan Asia, Casper Cavaleras. Hi, Casper, back there. And guest of Jim Rubianos. Say hello to Beth. Where are you, Beth? Hi, Beth. Wait, I got another one. Guest of Roger Harwell. Juez Dovey. Where are you? There. Oh, they're getting food back there, so hello to them. And that's all I have for right now, President. Back to you.
And now it is time for our program. I'm going to welcome up Ann Huber, Assistant District Governor, to introduce our program. Ann?
Thank you, Curtis. It's always so fun to be here. This is such a great, great club. It's my pleasure to introduce to you the District Governor for District 5500, Sue Archibald. She's a proud member of the Mountain Empire Rotary Club since 2012. Prior to that, she was a Catalina Rotary member from 2000 to 2012. Since becoming a Rotarian, Sue has served in many capacities in both her club and the district. She was an emerging resource leader at the Zone 2526 Institute in 2022. She's attended numerous zone conferences and conventions and count them 7 international conventions. She has been involved in numerous projects in Mexico, including the microcredit project, the desk project, 2 immunization trips, and she's done so much more. She's a graduate of the Rotary Leadership Institute, a graduate of the Rotary Leadership Academy, as well as a multiple Paul Harris Fellow, a member of the Paul Harris Society, Bequest Society member, and a benefactor. She is a retired from nonprofits. She was an executive for over 30 years, working with young people and families in need in the Tucson area. She grew up in Erie, Pennsylvania. Anybody from Pennsylvania here? Okay, good. Not too many of you chose to leave the snow, yeah. And moved to Tucson in 1979. She and her husband, Steve, have 3 children and 11 grandchildren. Combined, she is a lifetime member of the Girl Scouts, sat on numerous boards. She loves a good adventure. She has canoed the boundary waters of Minnesota, walked the Appalachian Trail, rode the rapids of the Colorado River, and just last year, she walked the Camino Santiago in Spain with her granddaughter. She does a lot of other fun things, too. You'll find that out when you have a chance to meet her. And so these are just a few of the things she's done. Last December, she and her daughter and 2 of her grandkids went to Pasadena to help decorate the Rotary Rose Parade float. And she is a second-generation Rotarian. Her father was a Rotarian for 40 years. Please give Sue Archibald, District Governor, a warm welcome.
Thank you, everyone, and I'm thrilled to be here. Lots of friendly faces, lots of new faces, so it's great to see. Anyway, I am a walker, so I'm going to walk down and talk to you and walk because I don't think I can talk and not walk. So, and a big thank you for all the happy faces on the tables. So, before I leave today, what would be really fun for me is if each one of you, I like to act silly, okay? If each one of you took one of these and did this, and I'll take your picture. We're trying to see who can make the funniest picture from my Facebook. I've been doing a picture at every club, and some of them have gotten pretty crazy, and some of them are really boring pictures of people just standing. So you learned a lot about me. Please, if you have any questions about any of that stuff, talk to me outside of, talk to me later. How's that? So what I want to talk to you about, though, is some stuff going on that I think is really important as Rotarians that we know. Some information coming down from Rotary International I want to share. I want to share some information about the zone and some of the stuff our zone is doing, and I'll explain what the zone is when I get there. And then some stuff going on in the district. And then we're going to take a few minutes and talk to each other. So just be ready. Be ready. Clean your teeth, take a glass of water. So Rotary International, big changes coming. For those of us that have been in Rotary a long time, we love our pins and our shirts and our hats, and every year we get new stuff because it changes. No more. No more change every year. We're going to have a theme that's going to last for at least 5 years. It won't be something like what we used to for the last 30, since 1970. Since the 70s, we've had themes. So when we were told that as a group of district governors at the assembly, we're all like, wait a minute, wait. We like those themes. It helps us think about how we're going to do our year. It helps us put things in perspective. And these wonderful young people that are into marketing and understand things way beyond me said, here's why. We understand that. We understand that this changes every year and we have different focuses. We get it. The outside world thinks we're out of our minds, okay? Because the outside world can't figure out if we're into mental health or if we're into peace or if we're into, all those different themes every year, or if we're all just going to be friends, or, if you think back on all the themes, or we're going to talk about literacy. So they've decided, the Rotary Board and the district Rotary President line have decided to come up with one theme that's going to last for a while. Don't know what that is yet. Bruce, Lucky Bruce, we'll get to know that. It'll be announced at the International Assembly in Florida. So we will learn then. So I say this all the time. I think the only people that are disappointed that this is going to happen is our great friend Russell Hampton. And if you know who Russell Hampton is, he sells us all this stuff. Okay, every year we get new scarves, we get new hats, we get new shirts. So I think that's the only person I can imagine that is not happy. I did hear kind of through the grapevine that maybe they'll change the color every year just to placate Mr. Hampton. But anyway, so that's a big change. For those of you that have been around a long time, I've just collected I got a lot of pins. How many people have a lot of pins? We all have a lot of pins. So when you look back over the years, you can follow the district governors, you can follow their lines through their pins, and that's not going to be anymore. So just be prepared. So save the one. This is it. I'm going to save this shirt. Save your pin. It's the last one. So you can wear it a lot because it's mine. So that's going on with International. The other thing that's going on is they're going to change. For those of you that have been in leadership in any Rotary Club, every year you have to put together your goals. And there's 25 different goals on the Rotary International website for every single club in the world. That whole system is changing. There will be 6 goals, overarching goals, and they'll be turning to you and your club, and they'll be asking you to figure out what the goals you're going to have to meet, what you're going to put together to meet those goals, what your plan is. They're hoping your plan will be more than a one-year plan. They're really trying to get away from, this is my year as president or my year as district. It's trying to have everybody work together for the same goals over a period of time. Whoever your lucky president-elect is, and I know she's not doing too good today. I know Dot. I've known her for years, so I feel for her. But they're going to roll this all out at the district, at PETS. So there'll be a lot of work at PETS. They'll come back from PETS and start working on these new goals. This will be the last year for those awards that if you hit half of your goals, you get an award. This is the last year for that. I can't imagine them not figuring out another award because and I know that Rotary loves awards and they love to hand stuff out. But those are big changes. And if you've been around as long as I have, those are going to be adjustments for clubs. To be honest, I'm really glad it's happening next year, personally. I mean, I wish Bruce all the luck in the world, have fun, but I'm glad it's on his shoulders. So this year, it's all the same that we've been doing. We have this, we have cookies, those look good. But that's the change there. When I talk about the zone, we are part of Zone 26, and which is a paired zone with 27. There are 34 zones in the world. So we're all the way from a little bit of Canada to Hawaii to Arizona to New Mexico, a little bit of Texas, and straight back up to Canada. That's our zone. There's 30 districts in this zone. Last year, the zone director said, well, sidebar, we don't pay any money to the zone. The zone is a structural thing. The zone has volunteers. There's no dues to the zone, just know that. But they do have events and activities that happen. And over many years, they've collected some money. And the zone director said, I don't know why we have $100,000 in the bank. We have no use for it. I mean, we really don't have a use for it as the zone. So what they did is they challenged all of us, every district, and they said, we're going to give you $3,000, so that's $90,000 because there's 30 districts. You have to match that with 3, and we want you to come up with a membership marketing plan of some sort. And it was a real open proposal. It was like, okay. So all 30 of us have come up with a different plan for marketing and membership. The whole world is looking at us because we're the only ones doing that. Next year at the zone in Albuquerque, the 30 of us are going to put our heads together and say, hey, this idea worked really well. This idea was a flop. Let's share what worked well. Let's throw the stuff out that didn't work well, and maybe these are things that we can share with the world. So no, we're the experiment. So what we're doing in our district, and you've got some folks sitting around the table here that are really familiar with what we're doing, we're doing a whole Google marketing thing. So you're listening to someone that is just learning about Google marketing. I know less than this much about this when I started. I never heard the word algorithms, however you say that, algorithms before. I didn't know the effect of that. I didn't know that if you clicked an ad, somebody pays for that ad. I mean, I've learned a lot. I still have trouble talking about it. But we just started last month, rolled out a marketing plan that includes, are you interested in Rotary in our district? And this first set went out to people under 50. We've gotten some response, just know that. I don't know where they're sitting today, but we have had people, they're on the Google platform. And as you and I all know, Google knows exactly where, they know I'm talking today. Mr. Google knows I'm here, knows what I had for lunch, knows too much about all of us. So if I was interested in a club and responded to the ad, Google would know that I live down in Sonoyta, and that there is a Rotary Club in Sonoyta, one, and they send the information directly to that club. So that would happen for me. When you're in a city like you guys are, where there's other clubs, it's a little different story. You have to do a few things to make yourself special. You have to figure out some words and some concepts that they're different than what your peers are going to have in town to get those referrals. So just know that's coming at you, and you'll learn more about it. Watch it. I put stuff in the impact about it. It's new. It's different. It's an experiment. I had one young man stand up in the back of the room the other night and said, "Thank God." I said, "What happened?" He said, "No, you're moving ahead. You're not going backwards, you're moving ahead." And whether this is the answer to everything or not, we don't know, but we won't know unless we try. Thank you to past District Governor Diane. She also got us a $100,000 Google marketing, Google ad grant. Yeah. So for those clicks that I didn't know you paid for, Google's paying for our clicks for the $100,000 for a year. So that's a big deal. We also are working with a company that's helping us gather data about it, so we'll get feedback on whether the value of this or not. So think good thoughts. If you see it, click on it. I think you guys already have a Google marketing, a Google page, a business page. Friend it, friend everything you have. Keep that algorithm up on the top so it comes up first. So that's a big deal. So I'm really excited to see how my friends are doing across our districts. Everybody's doing it. So it'll be interesting to see how it rolls out. Now I want to talk a little bit about some of the stuff going on at a district level that I want to share with you. A couple things are really important. Number one, thank you so much, Jeannie, for our new Interact Club. Congratulations. The JTech Club, we're really excited about that. Our Interact clubs are doing better. Every time I turn around, I hear more good things about Interact. Please, please support your clubs, and I know you guys too. Rotaract is going bananas over at the U of A. They had a big bingo night last night that a whole bunch of people went to. I can't think of anything more fun to play bingo with a bunch of college kids. Other than in Florence, you can play, what's that game? Wait, not bingo. Bunco. You can play Bunco in Florence. I didn't know what Bunco was. I went up to their game and I learned. So Bunco's another whole game. But anyway, so we are doing these old-fashioned games that are pretty fun. And thank you for your support of that, because the U of A is certainly such a big part of all of our communities that we appreciate it. And those young people that's a big club too for an Interact Club. So you're doing well. Thank you. The district is rolling forward with a couple things. We all were just in Mexico not too long ago for the Mexican-American Grant Exchange. Your grant was presented there. Your one in Senegal. Know that. You got quite a bit of support. We still need more support to get that one going. That happens every year for the last 25 years, that project, that event. It's going to happen next year on Halloween in Yuma. So get your costumes ready and join us. We listened to 23 different proposals of global grants that different people are doing across all through Mexico, Africa, lots of global grants. It's an opportunity to get to know our friends from Mexico, because a lot of them come up and help share their DDF. That's the point of that. We had 9 of us went this year. It's really an interesting opportunity. That'll be next Halloween. We'll probably have, I assume we're going to have a costume party, maybe at the Yuma jail. That'd be kind of fun. At the old jail there, that'd be kind of fun. Anyway, so we're working on that. That's coming up. We also are working really hard towards next year's leadership. I know Bruce is working hard on getting ready for pets, getting ready for the assembly that's coming up. We appreciate your participation in all those things. It really matters to your club to keep those things rolling. It's important. It's important to all of us. Every club has their own way of operating. And it's so interesting as I travel around and visit all the clubs. I mean, we have a club that owns a cemetery in our district. We have a club that owns a huge swimming pool for their community and operate it. We have clubs that do all kinds of crazy stuff. But I tell you, I have never met a group of people and been able to be at their club and listen to how proud they are of their communities, of their universities, of whatever's important in those clubs. It's pretty fun. But the cemetery things in Florence, if you ever go to the historic cemetery in Florence, it's got a big Rotary sign on it. So pretty interesting, to say the least. Maricopa's got a big train station that they do. So it's just interesting as you learn and move around. So I know things that are happening that I think are really important that we'd love you to participate with us. In October, the Cleft Palate Project's going to happen again. I went this year down to Hermosillo. If you have the opportunity to join us on that trip, I have trouble talking about it because it moves me so much. You walk into a room and there are 50 children waiting for their surgery. And they're there for the weekend. Their mothers or fathers have brought them on the bus. And they have clefts that are full clefts. They have one kid had a cleft from here to here. When you walk in as a mom or a dad or whatever, the first couple minutes you're like, whoa, okay, wow, this is hard to see. We're not used to seeing that in the United States. We have a lot of cleft palates that happen in the United States, but they get taken care of right away. And these are older kids and babies. So my story from that event that still humbles me every day. There was a young mom and her little baby, and Galen was 4 months old, and he had a full one, whole mouth. And they had just gotten off the bus. These people come, they don't know anyone else. They're staying in a hotel there in Hermosillo by the hospital. Mom's exhausted, baby's fussy, of course. So being a mom and grandma, guess what we get to do? Our job is to take care.
Our job are the caregivers of the moms, holding the babies, accepting the babies. And what's better for a mom or a dad to have somebody think your kid's cool? I mean, we've all been there, all of us parents. I got to hold this little boy for a whole afternoon. The mom was exhausted, and he was uptight, and he was just baby. So when Galen had his surgery, the next day he had his surgery, and when the doctors do the surgery, you can go in with them. And here's the surgery. Oh, I've got a face. I said, oh, that's weird. Anyway, and the doctor's here, and she's telling you everything about her surgery. And these are doctors from the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota. These are incredible young people that volunteer their time. So after they were done with the little girl that was on the thing, I mean, I learned a lot. It was interesting. I found it interesting. I said, can I go see Galen? Because I knew he was before that. And she goes, sure, he's upstairs in his room. He's probably asleep. His mom's up there. I said, oh, cool. So I put my mask bat on. I have my little outfit on, you know, your hospital outfit. Go upstairs, and he's laying in the crib, and it didn't even look like him. It was like weird. It was kind of strange. It was like, okay, there he is. That isn't the baby I knew. Excited for him. The mother's sitting over there just crying. She's sobbing. So I went over and I gave her a hug, and she said, I'm so happy this happened, but I don't know who that is in the crib. That isn't my baby. And she meant it with her heart. She said, he doesn't look like the baby that I birthed. He doesn't look like the baby I've been taking care of. And I'm happy we did this, but I'm having trouble because it doesn't look like my baby. So, of course, I cry, because I cry. I mean, I cry too. The impact of that on these families is unbelievable. And we're all invited to go down. And if you're a mom or a grandma or have or an uncle or an aunt or whoever to take care of 50 or 60 kids, Bud's grant from TUBAC, his international global grant that he put in, is to do 60 more for 2 years. More than a club member, that proves that I'm much more than a club member. I'm a Rotarian. These kind of exposure, this kind of activities that we do that touch your heart, turn you from a club member to a Rotarian, in my opinion. So I'm going to go around the room. I've got what? How much more minutes? 5 more minutes. I'm going to hit at least 3 or 4 folks around the room, and I'm going to pick you. And I want you to tell me when you went from becoming a Rotary Club member to a Rotarian. Okay? And let me see. I'm going to go over here because I know somebody that's been smiling the whole time.
Oh my gosh. Yikes. I think it was when I volunteered for RILA Plus, which was RILA adapted for kids with disabilities in Denver. And I had no idea what it was, but now I'm a Rotarian.
That's really cool. I didn't know they did that. All right, let me see. How about you, Jim? I got you chewing up.
You did. That's a tough one. I've been involved a long time. And I'm from Sharon, Pennsylvania, not far from Erie. You know Sharon is? I also got involved in RILA and actually chaired the district RILA 1 year, and it was a fantastic experience. But I think it was before that I was in a group called the VIP Breakfast Club for 20 years, and nothing but leads and nothing.